Today, we are joined once again by the one, the only, Pete Watson. How are we going?
Good, mate. I'm good. I mean, just full transparency. I haven't had my second coffee today yet, but your energy is like a strong almond latte anyway, so not needed.
There you go, mate. I don't know if almond is the strongest of the coffees, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Mate, first of all, congratulations. What is it, 12 months on since you launched Recruitment United? Is that it?
Mate, do you know what? It's probably creeping up to 18 months if we're going to be
Yeah.
factual. Yeah, it's creeping up there.
And and I'm hearing through the traps, with the people we speak to from the industry itself, that it's an official, unofficial, largest recruitment community in Australia with 350 members. Well done, mate. That's a huge achievement.
Thank you, mate. Look, for a while there, I was saying it was the fastest growing community in Australia. And then somebody stopped me and said, well, it's probably, if you think about it, it's probably the biggest recruitment community in Australia. I said,
Yeah,
well, do you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it.
yeah. I like it, mate. I like it. Look, let's start at the beginning. I mean, I've had you on before. We've talked about the community. You've been living under a rock, basically, if no one knows what Recruitment United is. But I'm more curious about not where it started and what we've talked about before and the journey we've followed, but more about how has it evolved? Like, where is it today, and what do we not know about Recruitment United as it is today? Because I know it's probably evolved somewhat over the last 18 months in some shape or form.
It has, mate. And look, every day is a school day. I've never built a community before. I'm a rec by trade, and I'm learning every single day. I'm tweaking it every day. It's iterating. I'm responding to what the people want every single day, and it's becoming a more sophisticated product as time goes by. It started as a clunky, noisy, rudimentary, basic WhatsApp community for one man bands like me. But we've left that in the shadows. We've left that in the past. We are now a thriving um, community, delivering on four main pillars of value, which fix four problems for recruitment agency owners. And yeah, the industry is lapping it up. We're now 18 months in, we're 350 strong. We should comfortably be 500 by Christmas.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, 500 by Chrissy. So, because my interpretation of Recruitment United was for individual operators and small owners is really where the magic dust is for what you're offering. But have you got bigger agencies now on board? Have you got, like, how's that look?
Yeah, and that's been one of the fascinating iterations of Recruitment United. And I'd love to pretend it was my genius vision into the future, but
Mm,
it really wasn't. Essentially,
claim it, claim it.
I'll claim it. I realized, 12, 13, 14 months ago that the people within the community, they wanted really high value training and development weekly with a strong cadence of weekly uh, delivered sessions. Um,
Mm,
and so I started taking that really seriously. So I brought in a panel of really well-known recruitment trainers who had all been on the tools, not people who have read a book about recruitment and they're suddenly a recruitment trainer. I wanted people who've been in the coalface, in the trenches. And then suddenly I've got this panel of high-value recruitment trainers and a ton of guest speakers. And then all of a sudden, I started getting approached by bigger businesses. We've heard about Recruitment United. We've seen your training program. What does it cost? Okay, so we can give access to all of our people. Yes, you can. Great. Well, we're in. And I said to the first few, I said, but you've been around forever, and you're like a large, medium-sized recruitment company. I'm assuming you've either got an L&D department or you're all over L&D. And mate, you'd be amazed how many sizable, established recruitment companies do not
mm.
have a plan around their training and development. And they all say the same thing, which is if we look in the mirror and if we're honest with each other, and we all say training and development is really important to us, but we don't do enough of it. We could do it better. We need to pull our
Mm.
socks up. And Recruitment United has become recognized as a really robust and thorough, finger on the pulse training source at an affordable cost price point.
I think so. Obviously, I'm in the groups, right? So I see the daily conversations. Sometimes I disappear and I don't look at it because there's so much happening. And sometimes I come in and you just troll and you have a look, and there are so many conversations happening across so many different platforms. I'm surprised with some of the conversations coming up and the openness at which people are discussing these matters, right? And like, what have you taken out of that side of it? You know, that because you've almost got a real time feed from what are people's concerns, and I can see you sometimes go, "Oh, you've been talking about this all week, guys. Training next week is on this." And I'm like, "That's pretty cool. Like that's very real time, sort of. This is what everyone's asking for." As did that part surprise you as well, or did you sort of anticipate that this would be the case? Because you're already a rec direct. You kind of were in the game, right?
Yeah. Oh, look, within the community itself, within the WhatsApp community, that's where a lot of the magic happens, right? And again, something else that's happening beautifully and magically. Again, can't take any credit for knowing that this was going to happen, but because we are bombarded as recruiters with this AI and this AI and that AI and blah, 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 just products and services and tools dawn till dusk.
Mm.
It's an absolute quagmire. It's a noise. And what the community do, they stop each other going down rabbit holes. Somebody will say, "Oh, have you heard about this?" And somebody else will pipe up and say, "Yeah, I did the demo, trialed it for 3 months, paid for it, complete waste of time. Don't go down that rabbit hole." And it's just saving people time, money, energy, resources, and just keeping people on the straight and narrow. And
Mm.
yeah, I know, I love it. I mean, so AI is not telling you anything you wouldn't know is what they talk about dawn till dusk. So I think it's week after next. Don't quote me. It's coming up in a few weeks. We're having an AI week where we're going to do 4 webinars in 1 week, every single one of them on AI and on different, things like automations and Claude versus ChatGPT, the AI wars, whatever it might
Mm.
be, just bombarding people with AI knowledge, which, unless I'm mistaken, you can't get that amount of content anywhere else in the industry.
And I think it's pointed, right? And that's what the lone recruiter is too. Like it's mindset and motivation for recruiters. And so you're doing AI for recruiters. And I think that's the magic from my perception anyway. Um,
Mm.
look, you talk about having a lot of guest speakers on. Have there been any over the course of time that really have moved the needle for your members? That ones that's really stand out and go, this was a really, really great webinar we had. Maybe it was feedback from your audience, maybe it was something you saw. But does any come to mind? I hate to put you on the spot
Yeah,
because there's a lot of great speakers in the lineup there.
yeah, and I think all of our speakers are brilliant. And I mean, there is somebody who springs to mind, and she's a little bit left to field because what I've done in 2026, mate, which is different again from 2025. In 2025, I used to mix the webinars with a little bit of business ownership education and a little bit of desk health education. All the community want to hear is about desk health. Essentially, how to build more, how to make more money. So 95% of the webinars that are happening in 2026 are about how do you make more money. But I did go a little bit left field with somebody who I just love. And she's a friend of the community. She's been with us from day one. She's a lady called Maz Farrelly. She's not even from the recruitment industry. She's a TV
Mm.
producer, like a big name TV producer. So she did things like the X Factor and Big Brother and Farmer Wants a Wife and all those things. And she is all about getting people to think differently, think about how they present themselves. One of her quotes is, "It's not my job to be interested in you, it's your job to be interesting." And she just makes you think about how you present yourself, your profile, your
Mm.
message, your demeanor, your energy to the world, which relates perfectly to recruitment in this age of social media and
Mm.
profiling. Because if you're vanilla, you're going nowhere quickly.
Yeah,
and
I
and
like
Mass
that.
Farrell is just really good at that.
Okay, love it, love it, mate. I like to keep these episodes quick, so I'm going to start winding this down. But I've got a couple more for you, right? You mentioned that you see Recruitment United aiming to get to 500 members by the end of the year, which is a great target to have. But where else do you see, other than headcount, do you have a vision of where you see Recruitment United going? Is it more of the same? Is it just continuing the path you're going on? Or have you got grand plans? Like, Love to understand if you've got any context there.
Oh mate, I do have grand plans. Like they keep me awake at night. I mean, it's a growth thing, right? I mean, look, I would love a thousand members, and given the fact that we're 350 from inception in a short space of time, I would like to think that's achievable within maybe 3 years, maybe 4 years. I don't know. I mean, last year we processed 308 discounts through our partnership program. So we saved the community tens and tens of thousands of dollars. I'd love to see that number grow. We do a lot for charity. I would love to see that keep growing. We're dancing around launching in the UK. So hopefully that will happen and gather some momentum. I would like to start doing some face-to-face events. Why not? Could be fun, and who doesn't love a good face-to-face event? Stick a microphone in my hand, mate. I turn into an absolute dickhead, so that'll be a bigger dickhead than I already am. So that'll be fun. And yeah, mate, I don't know. The future's bright. I've got so many ideas brimming through my tiny little brain that what I'm definitely not going to do is flatline this thing. I'm not going to coast it. I'm gonna shoot for the stars. I really am.
Look, the reality is, right, the more successful Recruitment United is for yourself, I would say the more useful this will be for everyone else because there'll be more resources, there'll be more available, there'll be more people involved. Right? So you say you're shooting for 500. Why don't you shoot for 1,000? Why don't you just go out there? Let's go for it. Come on.
100%, mate. 100%. I mean, a
Yeah.
thousand would be the dream, right? And to take a drink of water and now put a frog in my throat. Excuse me. But I anticipate, mate. I'm juggling two worlds at the moment. I'm a rec to rec by day, and I'm a community builder by day. But if Recruitment United continues to grow the way it is, then arguably I might be able to prioritize Recruitment United in about a year's time and give it my full attention, because at the moment it's a very aggressive side hustle. So it'd be nice to get to the point where it was my full-time job, but that's a way down the track.
My last question then for you, Pete, and I might be putting you on the spot here, is but who does Pete need to become to make this all happen? Who do you need to become?
Who do I need to become?
Mm.
What do you mean? In what? I mean, I love the question. I just want to understand it better.
So the logic is if you've set a goal for yourself, and it might be to lose weight, or it might be to achieve certain things, it might be to grow a membership audience wider. The reality is you need to actually become someone else to achieve that, right? Because staying who you are right now to say lose 20 kilos, you're not going to lose 20 kilos. So who do you need to become? You need to become the guy that sets his alarm. You need to become the guy that drinks 4 liters of water a day. You need to become the guy that goes to the gym or challenges himself. So the question around it's a great question to pose to anyone who's got a big ambitious goal, because it's like, who do you actually need to become? Like, the goal's great, the targets are great, but what do you need to change? What do you need to leave behind? What part of Pete do you need to leave behind? And what part do you need to bring in to really become the person that's going to get there? And it comes from the logic of when you are there, you will be a different person, right?
It's a fascinating question, mate. I love it. I love the question. And, the arrogance in me, the ego within me would say that who I am can achieve this, which makes me sound like a complete wanker.
No,
Um,
no.
but I need to. I've had a couple of like slaps in the face on this journey. I remember the very first time I turned around to the community when it was bubbling along, like there was hundreds of people already in it, and I thought, oh, do you know what? I'll go to a few people and say, and I'll ask them, what do you think? Do you think you'd be prepared to pay a monthly subscription for this? Like 3 or 4 people went, nah, not interested, mate. Like, get back in your box. Who do you think you are? And I had to ignore like the negative noise and push forward, because I had to, because my recruitment business was on its knees because of the effort I was putting into Recruitment United. So I just had to ignore that noise. And there's been a few situations like that. And it's just one of those things, like you hear it in podcasts, and don't listen to the haters and all that stuff. You've just got to keep pushing forward, and you've got to put one foot in front of the other. And I think I am that person. I think I do have that persistence and that resilience and that energy. If I lose the energy, if I lose the passion, then I'm screwed. But at the moment, like I'm overflowing with passion and energy for it. So as long as that stays, then I'm confident. But time will tell, mate. Time will tell.
Time will tell. Mate, lovely to have you on as always. Thank you very much. We'll wrap it up at that one. Good to see you. And yeah.
Thanks for the opportunity. And I will see you on the football pitch at the Recruitment World Cup next month, mate.
You can see how bad I am at this sport.
Likewise. Likewise. That's why I put myself in the nets.
All right, guys, that's all we have time for today. Like, share, subscribe, helps us grow. As always, have an amazing day, and may all your deals come true.
Thank you, Brett.
Stop.
Thanks for having me.
I'm just going to